Well, that's confusing, because that's a lot easier than it used to be. Right, what is up, and welcome to today's Workout Wednesday. Today is a leg day. If you can't tell, I'm on the bike, and it's going to be a Jiu Jitsu focused leg day. So if you don't know, I do Jiu Jitsu. I feel like I'm relatively good, and I just like to make my leg days catered to improving my Jiu Jitsu performance. So if you do Jiu Jitsu and you're not sure what to do for your leg days, watch this video, should help you. And yeah, let's just get started. Right, so I'm on the watt bike because I like to do a little warm up on the bike first, just to get some blood flow into my legs. I don't necessarily like to do like weighted warm ups for my legs at the minute anyway. So if you really want to do a good warm up for your legs, but you don't fancy doing weights for the warm up, use the watt bike. Just put in your weight in kilograms, and then it will just set it up for you. Click just ride, and then you warm up for as long as you want, really. So I try and do around 70 RPM for a minute. So if I can stick at 70 RPM, which is revolutions per minute, that's a relatively good starting point for me. And then as we get after a minute, I'll up it to 80, do 80 for a minute. And then for the last minute, we'll drop it down to 60. So do like a little bit of a cool down, lower the intensity a little bit towards the end of the warm up. And then we'll actually get started with the workout. So obviously you don't want to absolutely destroy your legs just before you're actually doing the full workout. Would be a bit stupid. So yeah, let's just get started with this. All right, I'm upping it to 80 RPM just for a minute. This is where you'll probably start to feel the burn a bit, which isn't inherently a good thing, but at least you know you're getting all the metabolites and the blood and everything to your legs. And if you're doing it right, you shouldn't just feel it in your quads. You should feel it in your hamstrings too, because as you lift your leg up, you should be pulling with that leg that's coming up. But then obviously as you push down, you should be pushing too. Okay, and drop to 60. 60 is significantly slower than 80. Think of it as a 1 second revolution. Yeah, if you didn't understand what I mean, what I was saying about lifting your leg up is that the leg that's coming up, you should be pulling with that leg. But then obviously when you go down, you should be pushing. Most people tend to just push, 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 push. Don't do that. You want to be pulling with the leg that's coming up at the same time as pushing the leg that's going down. Make it a heck of a lot easier for you. And that also means you're getting a good warm up for your hamstrings too. Okay, all right. That was 3 minutes. Nice little warm up. You should have a decent little pump in your legs. Get a good amount of blood in them. They should feel a little bit juicy and solid. So yeah, let's start the workout. All right, so the first exercise we're gonna do is farmer's carries. If you don't have farmer carry like handles or bars, you can literally just walk with dumbbells. But it's completely up to you what you do. If you have them and you don't want to use them and you just want to use dumbbells, that's fine. But I would prefer to use the actual farmer's carrying thingies, if you know what I mean. If you don't know what they are, they're these things. And you like chuck a plate on. But I would recommend, because obviously it's got 2 ends on it, I wouldn't do like 10 and then 20. I'd do 15 and 15, if you know what I mean. So make sure it's even, otherwise you'll have the bar slanted whilst you're walking and all that stuff. So I'm gonna chuck some weight on. I don't actually know how much I want to do, but I'll stick on whatever weight I think and then we'll give it a try. Right, so obviously because in Jiu Jitsu, you are often required to do static holds in positions, like applying submissions that they're not necessarily static, but very slow moving. If you apply submissions fast and you're not in a very high level competition, you're an arsehole. But yeah, there's many circumstances where you might be doing static holds within the jiu-jitsu round or sparring session or whatever it is. So that's why these will be very beneficial. So I'm going to do 1, 2, I'm going to count that as one run, I suppose. And then see how we feel after that. It's just going to be sort of a see how we go workout. Oh my God. Oh, your body feels so light when you drop them. But anyway, make sure you're breathing on that one because that can be quite a head rush one. Also, I didn't even think about this. It's really good for your grip, obviously. But yeah, it's like quite a good overall compound exercise, but also very good for starting your workout because yes, you're hitting majority quads, but you're getting a lot of hamstring work as well for the stability of your hips, like keeping your hips in and engaged. And obviously just walking on its own requires hamstring, engagement. So quite good for this one. Well, I was just stupid. I didn't press record. I just did another set. But what I was going to say is, what I already tried to say is, don't use lifting straps on this because obviously if you want it to improve your grip, using lifting straps on this won't do you any benefit at all because you're not using your grip. So yeah, don't use your grips on these or your lifting straps, sorry. I'm not going to do another set for the sake of the camera, just believe me. Right, next exercise is the sled push. We all know what a sled push is. If you don't, you'll see me do it. I'm going to chuck 40 kilos on there. Again, this is great for core engagement, glute strength, because you're pushing, like pushing back and up, and quads, obviously. So, yeah, I'll chuck another 20 on there and then get started. All right, I've had to get 2 10s, but same thing, I suppose. Well, that's confusing. I must have just got stronger legs because that's a lot easier than it used to be. I'm going to put another 10 on that and potentially make that like a warm-up set. Although it was hard, my legs started to burn at the end, but that's not ideal. So yeah, we'll chuck another 10 on. All right, well, I put the extra 10 on. As you can see, we've now got a 20 at the bottom, then a 10, and then a 10, and then a 10. So yeah, we're gonna do that. And yeah, we're gonna see how it moves. It should move fairly smoothly. But yeah, we'll just see. If it's like, I feel like it might be too easy still, but we're gonna give it a try anyway. Okay, I think that was good. I think the key here is to not necessarily be focused on like muscular failure, which is what I'm used to doing, because it's not you know, a hypertrophy exercise. It's an exercise that's supposed to just, you know, get a bit of cardio going, burn my legs out, hopefully get a bit of like functional strength, and isotonic strength to them. But that seemed pretty good. Well, yeah, we will do one more set because that first set was shit. But then we'll be done with this exercise. Right, like I said, we're gonna do this next set because that first one did not count. I'm a proper merchant for 2 sets per exercise because I get bored very quickly. But let's do this and then start hitting some more interesting exercises. You know what, I can feel like mad in my hammies as well for some reason. If you know why, please tell me. But yeah, let's take all the plates off that and do the next exercise. Well, I don't know when I'm going to learn to start actually pressing record, but I just did the first set of this. I basically said we're using the core bag, putting it over my shoulder and doing lunges up and down. Just did 2 runs, so 1, 2, and now I need a rest. We'll do one more set. All right, I've actually got my smart brain on now, and it's recording. So let's do this set, and then I think we have 1 exercise or 2 exercises. I can't remember. Well, I'll have a look. Okay, that is that exercise done. Let's move on to the potentially last exercise. Right, well, I'm hoping you can see me well. We're doing the hamstring curl because the exercises we've done so far are great, but we don't get much hamstring targeting. Like, I can feel my glutes, I can feel my quads, I can feel my hamstrings a little bit, but we could do with a little bit more. So we're gonna do 2 like hard working sets here. And that should be us done for the day. When I say hard working sets, I mean like, you know, full on, reach failure, have the pad down as low as it can be, have that pad as high as it can be, and hopefully just pump out some good reps. Okay, well I think that's fairly obvious that I can do a bit more than that. So I'm gonna go 1 pin down and then 5 pounds like incremental weight on top of it. So we're gonna see how that goes once for the rest, but I can definitely feel it right in my hamstrings. So I like that one. Oh, didn't even realize I was recording still. So like I said, I upped the weight by it's by 1 pin, and then a 5 pound incremental weight. This is 2.3 kilos. So it's like a little bit, but like that's 2.3 kilos on top of the main pin that I included. So that's actually, hang on, for 6.3 kilos heavier, which should be a good amount. So let's try it. Oh, okay, that was spot on. Did 10 proper reps, you know, super controlled, slow eccentric, explosive concentric, and then 2 like partial reps. I mean, they dropped from full reps to partial reps so quick. Like I managed to do a full rep on the 10th, but it was like a third of a rep on the 11th, so they must have just fried me. But we're gonna do some stretching now. It's really important for jiu-jitsu, particularly if you're like a lightweight, because often flexibility is required a lot more when you're a lighter weight, as opposed to if you're like a heavyweight or super heavyweight, you might not necessarily need flexibility because you're used to like pinning and things like that. So yeah, we'll go upstairs, do some stretching and round off the exercise, or the workout there, I should say. Right, so probably gonna be best to start with a hamstring exercise. So, or not hamstring exercise, a hamstring stretch. There's 2 ways to do this. Double legs, where you keep your back straight, the backs of your knees as close to the floor as you can. You won't be able to get them to touch the floor, but you know, you want them as close to the floor as you can, and then reaching over, touching as far as you can, out of your toes, or the ball of your foot, or your heel if you can. If not, just keep your back straight and pulse over the top. The better variation is to bring one leg in, make the sole of your foot touch the inside of your thigh, and reach over and stretch even more. As you can see, I'm able to get a lot further because I'm stretching one hamstring individually. And you'll do this and then swap legs. I remember a few years ago, I used to take these stretches in my old karate classes. This is when I was really young. This gives me the same vibes as that. Okay, now we're gonna do your adductors. Not that we've actually trained adductors, but they're always good to stretch out. So put the soles of your feet together. Walk your butt as close to your heel as you can, but whilst your butt's touching the floor. And then clasp your feet if you want to. That helps with stability. And then get your knees as close to the floor as you can. You can slowly pulse them, get them closer and closer to the floor, or you can use your knees to push them down. You know, don't go too hard and destroy your adductors, but you know, get a good stretch. You should feel it just across here in your groin. And the next stretch is for your glutes. So, put one foot flat on the floor like this. The other foot, you want the ankle to be on your knee. Square yourself off a bit, so your right hip is in line with your right foot that's flat, and slowly get both of your shoulders to try and touch your knee and your foot. And you should feel it in the glute of the leg you've got up and resting on the other knee. If you want to get an even better stretch, you can take your butt off the floor, move yourself slightly forward and stretch even further. When you move your shoulders closer to your heel and your knee, your butt will subconsciously move back. Don't worry about it too much. If you're having too many problems with that and you can't get a good stretch, put your butt back on the floor and you can hold the stretch there. And then remember to swap legs. Now let's do some quads. So get into a lunge position like this. And then you want to clasp your ankle joint and just slowly engage your hips and pull your heel to your butt if you can. You might get a slight cramp on the far hip, so not this hip, the hip that isn't being stretched. That's fine. You can just less engage your hips, but that obviously will take the stretch off your quads. And then if you want to link these stretches all together, put this foot down, come onto this heel, and this will stretch your adductors as well. And then after you stretch that adductor, you move over, foot flat on the floor, clasp your ankle again, square your hips off and engage your hips to really stretch that quad. And then again, once you stretch that, put your foot down, move over to your sat on your heel and stretch your adductor here. All right, so that is all the stretching done. That was a fantastic video. Even if I do say so myself, I quite enjoyed that one. It was a different one. It was like it was a workout Wednesday, but it was a slightly different, more sport-focused workout. So if you want to see more videos like this, where I do particular workouts or just sessions, training sessions that may help your performance within your sport, let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to do one. They're always quite interesting for me to do and just to try out, see what things work best. And obviously I love to help you guys out, improve your performance in any of your given sports. So yeah, that'd be great to let me know in the comments. But anyway, that's this video done. I hope you lot enjoyed it. If you like this video, smash the thumbs up. And if you're new and you're not subscribed, which a lot of you are still not subscribed, which I don't understand why, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you get notified every time I post. So for Workout Wednesdays, it'll be every Wednesday at 5 PM British Standard Time. And for my regular videos, it'll be every Saturday at 5 PM British Standard Time. As always, I hope you all enjoyed it and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.